2. This message is for white people who say, hey, I didn't cause slavery, I didn't enslave you, don't blame me for something that happened 100 years ago that didn't affect you either, directed towards blacks who bring up slavery. Well, the important thing to remember is the important thing to remember is that slavery did not end with the Emancipation Proclamation. It didn't end with the North winning Civil War. Slavery didn't even end with the Civil Rights Act. Slavery was definitely in place after the Emancipation Proclamation with the Jim Crow era. Segregation, everybody realizes that. It's like, come on, everybody agrees slavery is bad, segregation was also bad. There's so much racism that went on during segregation. Obviously, it's a racist idea. Separatist, everything like that. Not good stuff. We don't want that. Do you want that? If you do, I'm calling you a racist. Deal with it. You are. Civil Rights Act, still a whole lot of racism going on. A lot of discrimination, profiling, and even today, Katrina, guess where I am at right now? New Orleans. You look at the major media, when it showed white people gathering supplies, look over to a picture of a black person, they put the caption in, black people were looting. They have a picture of a white person looting. No, they weren't looting, they were gathering supplies, they were surviving. But the pictures of black people, like, in the flood, were looting. That's just one example. What about Gina? Of course, everybody talked about Gina for a while. That was obvious. Come on. That was only, that's in the middle of Louisiana. Big time racism. And, where else? Let me think. You don't need anything else. Come on, police profiling. Still happens. People admit that it happens. Some people think, I've heard people say it's a good thing. That sucks. Of course, the media still stereotypes blacks, not just the news media like that, but there's still the common stereotype, young blacks, young black male youths are more likely to be criminals and such. And so there's a lot of things still going against blacks, Mexicans, everybody. Everybody's got a stereotype. And also, people get really mad, some people, some white people, about how it's okay, supposedly, for some people to say black pride, Mexican pride, but it's not okay for white people to say white pride. Well, there's no country that's like a white country. It's like, I know, you can tell I'm mostly Irish, so it's more fitting for me to say Irish pride, maybe. Or for a blonde-haired, blue-eyed person, German pride, Swedish pride, whatever. White people have the advantage of knowing their main heritage as far as nationality. Black people don't really have that. They can't really trace back their exact heritage, like with their ancestors from Nigeria, Kenya, wherever. They don't know the exact country. It's just, well, they're black. They're obviously from ancestors from Africa. Well, whose fault is it that they can't trace it back to the actual country? White people. If there's any inferior race, it's got to be whites. Who is more self-destructive and more disruptive to everybody else than white people? They've been oppressing colored people almost throughout time, completely, since the beginning. And look, if you want to talk about Darwinism, there's less white people in the world than anybody. So who's really the inferior race if such an idea exists? Which I don't think it does. Come on, give me a break. Give me a break.